Morning, guys. It's the 3rd of December, Thursday. 2 days left of the week. Just gonna do the review of yesterday for the hour one breakout system. It was another okay-ish day. I messed up a little bit. I missed a couple of trades, but still managed to end the day with 1.5 hour up. So this week is ticking along pretty nicely. Let's start with the euro. Euro 8 o'clock candle. Frankfurt open put in this kind of pin bar, and it looked like we were going to get some kind of retracement of Tuesday's rally and a breakout of 120. So I entered here, and after a couple of hours, we achieved half hour, so the stop went to break even. There wasn't enough previous support for me to risk a little more, and as you can see, we traded pretty sideways. After a rally like this, you'd expect after this kind of pin bar for the market to sell off a little bit more, so we could achieve 1 hour. But after 4 hours, it looks less and less likely to do so. So moving, getting out is probably the right thing to do. I didn't take this trade, which was long on a break of the high of the morning, because Powell was speaking around about 3 o'clock. So not worth the risk, as I've said in previous videos. I'm not going to dwell on that. Okay, well, this is where I messed up. I thought that I was slow to put in on a trade for this breakout, but in fact, it says here that it was before 8 a.m. and it must have been like a minute before. There was a huge drop after testing this high of Frankfurt, and the market just exploded downwards because GU, excuse me, because GU was a bit, it's been a bit messy, rangy the last couple of days. I was a bit hesitant to place an order here on a break of these lows because there was a lot of support areas. If you look left, and yeah, looking at it now with fresh eyes, it was an obvious reason to enter. You know, we had lots of support that we could have tested, and in fact, we tested to almost the bottom of the range before GU moved higher. So wherever you put the stop location, I would imagine if you be ultra conservative, especially after such a big move here, that would have been the right place. So you would have risked 40 or 42 pips, and you would have easily made it. But saying that, I think, let me just do that again. Yeah, you might have been unlucky and stopped out because this went to 30 pips and then came back. Would have taken you a stop before going. So maybe I'm being a bit harsh on myself there. It would have only been a break even and not a full win. But GY, pound against the yen, as we're going to see in a minute, but you definitely had a win on that pair, which I missed. UY, there was nothing. The breakout happened at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm not even awake by then, so no chance I'm getting in there. But as you can see, it just rallied, came back, tested the breakout area, and traded sideways in the afternoon. So nothing for us on UY. EY, again, depending on where you put your entry, you may have got an caught on this candle at 1 o'clock on a break of this the high of the day. Excuse me. Your stop would have probably been here if you were conservative, because you got added protection of big round number 126. I think I had my entry on a little bit higher. I gave a little bit more of a buffer because after this rally, usually the following day after a rally like this, unless it continues higher immediately and you get a second leg, measuring a similar move of the day before, usually the market just trades chops up sideways, and then you might get another push later on in the week, or a retracement back to the breakout area. This kind of slowly ground upwards, which is not the kind of markets that I want to be trading. So I managed to escape this high. I managed to escape this entry, even though you probably would have taken a break even around here if your stop was in the better place. If it was a bit more aggressive, then you would have got caught. So yeah, the buffer saved me an uncomfortable period yesterday on EY. So no trade with this one. This is GY. This is the one I was talking about. Here is the entry, either here, or even above big round number for your stop. So let's do all three. If you risk 42, 48, or 53, you would have got 42 before big round number. Yeah, 50, 53 it was. So you would have got them all. But this is quite interesting actually, because if you wanted to take the more aggressive stop, then you would have got your target a little bit before this big round number. So these psychological levels kind of act as a magnet where people get in and out of trades. So if you're selling GY, then you might want to take profit a few pips around 139, which kind of happened here. As you can see, the first test, and the selling pressure was so large that they actually managed to test that on the second time. Probably profit taken around here, and then that changes the swing of sellers into buyers, and the market rallies and recovers a little bit into the evening. I missed this trade, so this is going to go down as a 1R for the system, and unfortunately not for me. There was also this kind of area that was previously support overnight that we tested with a nice pin bar, which you could have entered on the break of that. But because we already tested this area here, I like to see only one test and then a push down. So I was a little bit put off by that, but in fact, I should have even taken the second break. I was convinced the pound was going to move higher, and I was wrong. So it shows you that having a bias in this game is not great. You should trade your plan, follow your system. If the system works on paper, you should trust it. But it's not as easy as that sometimes. EA was a breakout of this low that happened overnight, which I entered here. I kept it on a tight leash. I guess my stop would have been up here, and I said to myself that I was happy to take a half hour somewhere around this big round number should we get there. The reason why that was is because we already come down almost 60 points, which is quite a lot for Euro Aussie. So as Gigi says, I kept this one on a tight leash. After we failed to go here, and after this kind of pin bar, if we didn't go then, I was happy to take it off, and especially after a double bottom, another test of that low of the day, I was happy just to get out of break even. So which I did, which was good going because it would have been stopped. And then this was the long, the buy order where the stop loss would have been for the first trade, hoping for another leg higher after this rally on Tuesday. It was quite risky because entering around about this big round number, I try not to use them in the system. I try and ignore them, but in this case, they all seem to be pretty important at the moment. So another tight leash after a second attempt failed. I was happy to move to break even, get out of the trade. It's already sold off 60 points and then rallied another 70. So if you were a swing trader or trading the range, then this is the type of market for you. If this wasn't for breakout traders like me. Dollar against the CAD. I'm going to zoom out a little bit for this one. Yeah, I've been talking about this 129.50 area, and there's just like this big battle going on at the moment between the bulls and bears, and they're trying to the bulls are trying to defend this level, and we've had like a lot of attempts to try and get below it now, and already one overnight and one this morning, which the bulls are defending, but I'm not sure how much ammunition they would have left. The bears have been really persistent that they want to go down there, and so if the bulls are defending this area. So I thought yesterday that after these two attempts and also kind of like this one overnight, that that the market would surely the bears would surely run out of steam and take a step back and maybe try again at 130. So I was convinced that this was going to be a good break and a push higher. But what happened was the attempt to go higher was stalled and defended again by the bears in this kind of level, which is actually 129.60 ish, so a little bit above this big level. But the bears managed to regroup and push down lower. I was going to hold this trade anyway overnight because I thought we would move higher, and after this kind of amazing bullish pin bar off the lows, I thought that it was the chance for the bulls to step in and take over again and have another push higher. But in fact, there was no follow through at all with this bar, and I changed my mind then. I thought I'd just close out this trade for a half-hour loss, and and then shut up shop for the day, which I did, and took the loss and move on. This was the only loss of the day, so unfortunately, but it was just as well because it would have been stopped out overnight. So I'm just giving you an example of how price action will help you put the odds in a little bit in your favor sometimes. I could have been wrong and the market could have rallied again from here, and I would have been telling a different story this morning. But to me, that was the chance for the bulls to push through. There was no follow through, so I was happy to take off. I'm not patting myself on the back, by the way. Maybe I am a little bit. Aussie dollar, as you can see, we've had one push overnight through the Australian and Asian session. Had another push of Frankfurt open and another kind of attempt, and these highs are getting lower, so I was happy to try this one. Again, it was a similar story to, which was it? Excuse me, memory's gone blank. EA, was it? Yeah, similar story to EA with this with this double bottom, and especially after this rejection of this previous support area, no follow through. Happy to and a double a test again of the low of the day. Happy just to move the stop to break even and get out, which is just as well as the market rallied and would have went to my stop. So again, more reading of price action, how it saved me. Gold. Gold was nice. Big rally that we were unable to get a piece of on Tuesday. They then consolidated overnight, and then luckily waited for the London Open to have another push higher, and I waited for this high to clear. This is where the signal was. This is where my entry was. My stop was below this low overnight or in the early morning, and got my 1R without too much fuss. The market then retraced, and I was watching this area in case we had some kind of better bullish pin bar here to enter to go and test the highs, but no, it didn't come, so I stayed out, but it would have worked anyway. And the FTSE's been really great this last couple of days or last week or so. Originally, my order was. Oh, excuse me. I might need to just zoom out on this one. Yeah, so this is the signal. This is one high. This is another high that I was worried about because there seemed to be big resistance here on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah. And then this was the range overnight. We had a kind of a false breakout. Bears couldn't find anything to come and test this area. So I thought we were going to move upwards. It's just finding the safest place to enter. And also, I wanted to wait for this high to clear, so this is where I decided to put my entry. But originally, my stop was, I think, below here. So if you imagine that we can't see this half of the chart at the moment, so let's just go from here. Say I can't see these candles at the moment. These ones haven't been formed yet, but the moment I see like this small range be rejected, I move my stop from here up to here. So I was able to take profit earlier to achieve 1R. But obviously you're risking a little bit less, so you got more chances of getting stopped out if the market goes against you, less protection. But I thought that I felt that the market was going to go higher, so I was happy to be a little bit more aggressive. And after this candle, it looked like it was really a really good trade to take. But then after the next candle, I thought I was definitely going to get stopped out after this candle. But then the odds change again. It's kind of like a poker game. You get the flop, the turn, and then the river. If this is the flop for you, it looks good, and then the turn changes everything. And then the river card, which is this candle. As soon as this bit put in, I knew that it was only a matter of time till I got my win. If the bears can't rally under here from here, or in fact maybe they get in one tick below this candle, and then the bulls overpower them, you know that their stop's going to be here, which is going to add to the buying pressure. So yeah, I was really a little bit uncomfortable after this candle, but very comfortable after this one. And we ended up getting it. So the wins come from gold and FTSE. And oh,